Hello there, welcome back. This is Ahmos. Today I'll introduce you a very useful application that helps you in troubleshooting and diagnose Windows problems. The utility is Msconfig, and it's a very easy utility to run. From the start menu, the run, you type MsConfig and press enter. The utility consists of 6 tabs. Each one contains essentially tools and information to recognize problem in booting and problem with services and startup programs, and very useful tools to diagnose your machine. First of all, this utility, I need to remind you that this utility work in both mode, the normal mode of window, which are working inside it right now, and the safe mode, which is a mode that reduce the drivers and the services that running on the startup, so you can diagnose a problem with the drivers or a problem with the Windows. So the utility give you the option. If you are opening on the safe mode, you can control to start up normally or start up in a diagnostic mode, which means that load basic devices and services only, so you can recognize later what is the problem and reduce the services or the startup programs from those 2 tabs. Also, there is a selective mode that you just load the startup items or unload it, run the Windows without them. Also load the system services or don't load the system service. So this is called a selective mode. So we will keep it to the normal mode. This means that the next time it work in normal mode. If I choose like this, so the next time my machine will work in diagnostic mode or in the selective startup mode. And as I told you, you can choose these modes from the safe boot, Windows safe boot, to diagnose the problems of Windows. Also in the boot, there is an option here to reduce the time to 30 seconds, which is the time make you able to choose F8 or F5, so you can select the modes that we talk about it before here. And the services here, this is the running services, and also the stopped services. You will find it include all the Microsoft Windows services, and you can hide the Microsoft Windows services to know the other manufacturer softwares. So you can right now remove some of the services that you feel that it's slow the boot up of the Windows. So we can remove this Acronis schedule. We can remove any of the VMwares or the Kaspersky endpoint security. Actually, you will not remove the antivirus, but at a certain time you can remove it to check what is the problem. Is the lagging or the slow performance is coming due to one of these applications, so you can remove one of this application. Also, you can go and remove some of the Windows services or stop it. This you may recognize that one of these services is making a problem or slow performance. So this is in this step you work with the service. Also, as we told you, that the service is just a way to reduce the services running in the next boot, and also will give you information about the running service and the stopped services. Also, there is a startup applications tab, and in this one you can remove some of the startup programs that it may reduce the performance of your machine. The main tools here, there is the tab, the last tab, which number 5 is the tools, and this is a very bunch of tools. It's very helpful and useful for you. From having an information about you launch one of these tools, having information about the machine, the Windows itself is the enterprise, and know the security adjustment. So this is show you in what level of security the programs can control your machine. You need your warning, you need your action to say yes or not. Also, Action Center. The Action Center is very useful for you. It gives you some warning about uninstalled software or uninstalled drivers, and also you can make a troubleshoot or recovery from this section, and you can start to solve the problem. For example, in this part here's give you the way to download the driver, your fingerprint reader, because we have a mesh driver here for the fingerprint in order to log into your machine using your fingerprint. So another problem with the ST microscreen detection sensors. So also there's a Windows troubleshooting utility. This utility you can run it from the control panel. The control panel, and you will have troubleshooting. So we will launch it from the Microsoft configuration right now. A very useful utility. This is some kind of wizard scripts that will run and give you problems in your machine. So let's view all the scripts or all the utility here. You can check the performance. I believe that you will have no problem with the performance, as I did check it before, but it tell you that you selected programs that you don't want to run when Windows start. It's the same like startup programs. So you can tell that I want the Dell system detect, don't run it. Keep the Chrome, keep the Microsoft Notes. It's essentially for me. After that, it's try to check other problems, and we will ask you right now, select the programs that you don't want to run when Windows starts. So you can check one of these programs. For example, I don't want the Acrobat. I will ask for it. I don't want any activation or standby for the program, and say next. By this we are solving the problems of performance in the startup. Go again to view all. You can check the power. Is there a problem with the power? There is no problem, no changes or update. You may have extra brightness for the screen or stuff like this. You may have extra brightness, and it will tell you that you have. Before I solved this problem when I work, and I found don't apply repair automatically. Before there is a problem with screen brightness, this utility can detect it. Also, if you have a hardware problem, missed driver or wrong version of drivers, it will try to detect it, and you can solve it. So this chunk of utilities, you will use it. Here is a mesh driver. Like I told you before, you see that we have a problem with the fingerprint driver. It's right now it's installing the device driver. Like I told you, this utility is useful for you before asking for assistant or asking for a computer wise to check your machine. So this is better to work with it before asking for help from is trying to solve the problem. During solving the problem, it's found that there is no driver software installed for the Broadcom web sensor. We found a solution that will help you to obtain the driver. You want to see the solution. Tap here to download the software, stuff like this. You can go to the site and pick up the software and download it. Here is the Dell control point. It's downloading right now. So it's give you a very helpful way to solve the problems. Also, you can check the Windows update, check if it's working or not, detecting any problem with the Windows update, checking the site, stuff like this. Recording and audio recording, so you can check a problem with the recording, search and indexing. Also, you can find share folders and check what folders in your machine are shared, and check it right now, typing the location of the network address. System maintenance also. This is need an administration privilege to work. It's checking the time and make a maintenance for all the system. The reporting of these tools will help you. No changes or updates were necessary, so no problem with the system right now. Also, you can launch a computer management, which actually give you scheduled tasks, the events. The event viewer is a place that any event happen to the Windows in the application security setup and the system will record it. We actually search for any red mark, so this may indicate this is just an information, but sometimes you will find a warning and also a problem. You may find a problem. Must be a problem. No way. Here we are. So in the event viewer, it's a critical problem. This has a reboot without clean shutdown, maybe power going down or something. So you can search in the event and its details and search the net for it. Also, you can export this utility. This files you can export it, save all the events, and send it by save as EVT, and send it by email to another person who can import it here to check import. Sorry, here in the actions you can import the files here, EVT, to check, because maybe the checking or analysis of these files maybe take hours or days. So in order not to tell him, the man who fixing your machine remotely or something, it's better to have the event itself as a file and upload it and import it to the Windows logs, so he can check each event. and not talking with you via telephone or something like this. This is better way. So also the system information. By the way, the computer management is very useful for you to know the groups, also the local user groups. You have 2 users here and groups in your local machine, and also the device manager if you have a missed driver, like we talk about the swipe sensor, and also the disk manager, which have all disks connected to this machine, the local disk and also CD-ROM and other USB external hard drives. Next is the system information, very useful for you to know what kind of this 32-bit, or this means 32-bit. 86 means 32-bit, and the 64-bit is not running on this machine. This is the core, is a quad-core processor, and this is a version of Windows Enterprise with the build. Some information about the memory and other interrupt requests. So this is very useful information to detect a lot of problems. And here is the event viewer again. You can launch it separately. Internet options and performance monitor. One of the essentially tools is the resource monitors. It monitors your resources, the CPU. I told you it's a quad processor, so you have from 0, CPU 0. It appears like you have 4 processors. It's just one processor with 2 core, and here you can write that the 4 cores are working. 4 cores are working, and the utilization are balanced and distributed among the 4 cores. Here is the memory, and from here you can know each program, how much memory used by each program. The disk also, you have all the activities on the disk and the speed. There's nothing writing right now because here the speed is going up, and which program is handling. And you can also start to filter by program. So I filter by the Chrome to check what files that the Google Chrome is handling right now. If you have 2 hard disks and you are transferring files from one to the other, you will see all the files here and see the speed of transferring. Also the networks, the wireless and the normal network, and which program is working on the for using the network. The Chrome, sure, it's working as its internet browser, and the AVB, the antivirus, is updating its definition, stuff like this, and give you the address. Also you can go to the disk and check which program using which file. So this is an overview of the resource monitor, and there is the registry and the task manager. The command prompt also is very essentially tool that it's give you a DOS prompt that you can go to DOS session and start to make, for example, delete some of the tabs. So this you can run some of the old DOS programs, the basic input, output, deleting some of the tabs. This also can be run from accessories. It's a command prompt, and you can make a directory, remove directory. Here we are. This directory created, you can remove it, remove directory. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can use the X copy, format, stuff like this. Check disk. All those commands, if you're familiar with it, you can use it. If not, you can check the internet to have this useful commands. This is very good and useful commands in DOS prompt. You can have a list of those commands. Don't close during this repair. And you can also play with the registry, delete a record, add a record. System restore is very important also because it restores your machine to point that it was working, and you can choose different restore points. After installing software or something like this, you may have a hang up machine or a very low restore performance, so the system restore will help you to return back your machine to its normal case before the installation, because before installing any software or updates, the Windows make something called the restore point, or also remote assistant, essentially utility to ask somebody to help you, to assist you, and will come in your machine remotely using certain credential. Trust peoples. So that's all about the system configuration, Msconfig command, and all the tools that it's launched via it, and all these tools you will find it in the control panel. I hope this video is useful for you, and thank you for watching, and see you again.